Hi MLB the Show fans, in my last video I showed you how to trade for any player in franchise mode in spring training, so I will link that video in the description if you haven't seen that yet. Today, Big Show left a comment and said he wanted help managing his budget, and I will show you why that is important once I get into a brand new franchise mode with the live roster, so nothing funny about that. Just your basic ass live roster, brand new franchise. So, as you can see, the Pirates are $50 million under budget, which normally is a good thing. I can trade for a few good players if I need, do lots of things. But if you watch my last video and you build a stack team, chances are a few of those players, if not all of them, are going to be expensive. And that can be a real hindrance, and I'll show you why as well. So first thing we need to do is get some players on our team that are expensive, and Bobby Witt Jr. is a stud. I have been using him in franchise mode. He's 23 years old, 92 overall, shortstop, signed long term. Not that hard to trade for, I'm guessing, because of his $26.3 million salary, and the Royals also are a smallish market team. So anyway, O'Neal Cruz is not nothing, but if you watch my last video, you'll know that we're getting O'Neal Cruz back, and it really doesn't matter. I'm going to trade away Braxton Ashcraft because he is also on the 40-man roster. I won't get Braxton Ashcraft back, but no offense to him, he's a 58 overall, no major league experience. Probably not going to use him in my franchise mode team this year. So we'll make that trade. It'll go through, simulate through a day, check the transactions page, and you can see that O'Neal Cruz has been designated for assignment. Simulate through a few more days. Just keep an eye on the pending transactions in the waiver wire. A couple more days. There he is, O'Neal Cruz on waivers. I place my claim. No other team will place a claim. A few more days, and he's back on the team along with Bobby Witt Jr. So now I have two shortstops. And more importantly for this video, I am down $26 million in salary. So now I only have 24 and change for my budget. And let's find another expensive player to trade for, and I'll show you how to work around and get as many good players as you need if you are patient. And it probably takes a little bit of planning, but even if you just want one or two expensive players, more players than you can afford, you can do that pretty easily. So, if I wanted to make this trade as is, they'll say no, too expensive. So, I'll throw Brian Hayes in the deal. That'll make it go through instantly, which is helpful. I'm shedding $8 million in salary, so I'm gaining 31. Losing 8, it comes out that I still have some room. I'm getting Brian Hayes back anyway, so I don't care about that. I just have to find a pitcher that I'm willing to part with. Let's use a starter. One other thing I wanted to tell you is when you're adding value, you don't want to use closing pitchers or starting pitchers. Like I said in my last video, the team is always going to keep one pitcher, but if you try to use two pitchers in the same trade, this team, the Red Sox in this case, would put that player back on waivers, but another team might claim them. It's not a guarantee that they're going to claim them. You might put in your claim and you get them right back for free, but another team might claim them. But you can trade for any player, so that's not really a problem. But if you miss it, while they're designated for assignment, they'll go on waivers. And then while they're on waivers, you can't trade for them. And then another team might claim them on waivers. And if you don't catch the trade back for them then, they just stay in that process, and then that player's not on your team. And you might go through the whole spring training without getting one of the pitchers you might have wanted back. So anyway, just keep in mind, the team is going to keep one pitcher. Don't use a starting pitcher or a closing pitcher if you want to guarantee 100% of the time that you're going to get that player back for free. So, not super important for this video, but just something I wanted to mention since I didn't mention in my last video. So in this trade, I will get Rafael Devers. They have more than enough value to get Rafael Devers. I will get Brian Hayes back. I'm going to lose Colin Selby. So that trade goes. Same process as the last trade. Simulate through a few days. He's already been designated for assignment, I'm sure. Yep. Brian Hayes, Brian Hayes, I should say, designated for assignment. Simulate a few days. It takes, I believe they're designated for assignment for 5 days. So if you wanted to go through and simulate 5 days, I just don't want to risk losing a chance to claim this player. That was only 1 day, but anyway. They're definitely on waivers for 2, so if you go 2 days at a time, oh, yeah, I forgot. You get a message if the player is on waivers and they're an 80 overall. So just keep that in mind. But if you're like me and you make a lot of trades, you might miss a guy if you don't keep an eye on the waiver wire. So a few more days. Brian Hayes back on the team. Rafael Devers back on the team. And for our purposes here, I'm $6 million over budget. And that is a huge hindrance. Now, if I wanted to trade away O'Neal Cruz for, say, pretty much anyone that costs more than $740,000 in salary. So this guy definitely cannot be completed. Even though I am giving them more than enough value, won't be completed. Whatever it is, $750,000, perfect. Still too expensive, can't do it. So same thing if you need to fill out your roster. See, my roster's full right now, but for instance, if I wanted to sign a free agent, wanted to give this guy $2 million a year, 2 years for $2.2 million, it wouldn't go through. You couldn't do it. You'd be stuck with empty roster spots you can't fill. You don't want to be over budget. So what I will show you is how to get around that. I took Rafael Devers in this scenario just so I could have a good player, a really good player, but for some reason not that high a value in MLB the Show, but $31.4 million against me. So what I could do if I wanted to trade for a player who cost less than $31 million, I could find a player. Let's see, somebody not super hard to trade for. I know Gossman has insane value. George Springer, yeah, sure, whatever. So I could trade for George Springer using Rafael Devers since he has such a high salary. This guy's salary is not low either, so I could have them both as long as this trade goes through, which I'm barely under. I didn't even realize how close I was cutting it. Same thing, find a player on the 40-man roster that I'm willing to part with, Josh Fleming. Actually, I usually do keep him on my roster just to have some minor league pitching depth, but in this scenario, goodbye, Josh. Same thing. Fix lineups. Let's just try the whole. Let's go 4 days. 5 makes me nervous. Let's take a peek at the waiver wire. Okay, there is. Who am I looking for again? Oh, there's my message. Make things too hard on myself. Yeah, Rafael Devers. So, before I make this claim, even after I make the claim, until he is on my roster, I still have $1.18 million in budget room, which gives me the flexibility to make a trade as long as the player I'm trading away is more expensive. Like Reynolds is like for $6.3 million, yes, that's fine. If I could find somebody who is like exactly 14, these guys cost exactly the same. That's okay. So I could make this trade if I had enough value. Let's just see if I do, just for fun. That would put them over budget. Also a problem. So sometimes you have to trade for an expensive player. That could be another video, actually. So anyway, as it stands right now, I have a little bit of budget room, but when I make this claim, did I make the claim? No. When I make this claim and this player also gets back onto my roster for free, then I'm going to be way over budget. Also a problem. So what you can do is just keep making your trades, trading away your high dollar value players for other good players. I could just keep doing this. If I wanted another expensive player, as long as I am trading away more salary than I'm taking on, you can keep doing it. That's a little bit too close, but let's do it anyway. So, just for the purposes of this video, I could trade for Trevor Story. They're going to keep Ryan Baraki. Oh, backed out of that one. My mistake. Where was he? Trevor Story. Let's even. Oh yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'm losing $3 million, shedding $3 million in the deal. So this will go through. Ryan Baraki. He's not coming back. Sorry to say, but I'm getting Trevor Story for free. And you can just keep doing it that way. And now I'm way over, so I could just keep making trades if I needed to manipulate my budget. Like, I could be done right now. I could say, okay, that's enough good players. But if not, if I wanted more good players, I'd just keep trading away high value guys for other players I want to keep, getting all the players that aren't one pitcher on the 40-man roster back for free. Now I'm going to be adding a Justin Turner, who's $13 million. Not cheap, not terribly expensive, but certainly adds up. So now I would have all those players on my roster if I wanted them. I'm just trying to use these players. They're good players, but I'm just trying to show you how to manipulate the dollar amounts. When those players are on the other team, let's do one more even. Let's George Springer let's do someone cheap so I can show you how to get under if you wanted. Andy Pages. Oh, they have budget problems. Not enough value. He's way too much. Lars Nootbaar. Man, all these teams are over the cap. Alright, let's find somebody or over their budget. There is no cap in baseball. When they do implement the baseball cap, I'll make more videos. Okay, so Lane Thomas, perfect. Not quite enough value, so let's throw in another player because we're getting them back for free anyway. Lika Williams. They already accept it, but since we're getting a Lika back for free anyway, we'll throw in a pitcher just to ensure that all the players get designated for assignment and put on waivers. So normally I wouldn't do this. I'd really take the time to find a player that I'm willing to part with. But Colin Holderman, for this video, you're going to be a Washington National. Congratulations. They're pretty bad in this game. So now I have plenty of budget room. And you just keep working this until you get... Actually, I might have done it perfect, or I might have done it a little late, but you would work it down until the end of spring training. So right now I have budget room. I can sign my free agents. Let's sign an expensive free agent. He wants $9 million a year. Sure. And actually the free agents don't count against your number budget for making trades. So I could sign as many of them as I needed to fill out my 93-man roster. I could keep making more trades. You could just keep stacking this process the way I'm trying to show you right now. And then, when you decide enough isn't enough, I've made enough trades, just make sure that you claim your players when they come up on the waiver wire. So, Bobby Witt Jr., yes, of course I want him back. Another message. Who could that be? We're looking for Bobby Witt. Oh no, Bobby Witt Jr. is still on waivers. Rafael Devers, got him back for free. Let's go. Is that it? You do want to make sure that your players are going to hit waivers before the end of spring training, because another team will claim them once the regular season starts. So I haven't really been paying attention to who I should be looking for, but I think I nailed it. As long as I didn't make any trades I forgot about, which you can go to your trade menu. Lane Thomas. Oh, George Springer. Yeah, George Springer I lost out on only because I simulated too many days into the future. You could just make all these trades on the same day, on the first day if you really wanted to. a weekend after you get some players back and stack some more value, just make sure you leave enough time to get all your players back, because I am going to lose George Springer. There's Alika Williams. So I could get George Springer back for free as long as I didn't keep simulating through the days or did all the same trades on the same day. So anyway, nope, before we go any further, I will show you I'm $43 million over the budget. I'd be screwed for the whole season if that were true, but I have all these good players: Rafael Devers, Justin Turner, whoever you want. You can trade for whoever you want as long as you keep stacking value. Bobby Witt Jr., whoever it is, just keep adding players, just keep trading away those players for more players if you want, or at least do it one more time so they're not on the roster when you need them to be off your budget. And then, once you get down to the last day of spring training, advance to the regular season, and your budget will be adjusted based on your new team's team revenue, I suppose. Just if you have a good team, your revenue should be higher, which makes sense. Not always the case in real life, but we're supposed to make $215 million this year, and I'm sure we were well under $200 million before I added Bobby Witt Jr., etc., etc. So that's how you manipulate budgets. I know this probably wasn't the most clear video. Maybe one day I'll make a video where I just build a whole team. But that should definitely help. And if you have any questions, you can put it in the comments. If you have a team that's already, like I use the Pirates, they're already well under budget for the year. If you start with, say, the Dodgers or the Yankees, and you're already way over budget and you need help getting a team like that under budget, I can make another video showing you that. Just put something in the comments and let me know. If you can be specific, maybe I can just start and do exactly what you're looking for. I can probably show you how to get exactly the players you want on your team. So I think that'll do it for this video. Yeah, like I said, leave me a comment. Thanks for watching.